Online shopping has been turbocharged by COVID-19, with Australia Post doubling deliveries since August last year. Retailers, though, were already struggling to lift declining sales prior to the pandemic, all the more apparent in Myer's full-year results. The iconic department store is reporting a full-year loss of $172 million. It's a big drop from last year's profit of nearly $25 million. The COVID-19 lockdowns are having a big impact on in-store sales, down nearly 16% in the period, while online sales have nearly doubled since January. No help for shareholders, though, who won't get a dividend. The acceleration to online that COVID has brought is prompting many retailers to reconsider their physical footprint and call for a better deal on rent for the properties they plan to hold on to. But as Rachel Papazzoni found out, they could have a battle on their hands.
This shoe shop that stood on Sydney's George Street for 30 years has never looked so empty.
If we just jump on the website, actually.
While COVID-19 has kept buyers at home, many have turned their computers on to shop instead.
We used to see about 1 in 8 orders last year online. We're now averaging about 1 in 4, and some weeks it can be 1 in 3.
The demand for online retail has been turbocharged by the pandemic. Australia Post data shows 2.5 million households are now shopping online at least once a week, up from 1.6 million last year. Online sales have risen in line with the federal government and Victorian shutdowns, delivering a 102% increase since last August. NAB merchant data shows an almost 63% increase in online retail sales in the 12 months to July.
We've effectively seen 5 years worth of e-commerce growth in 6 months.
Thank you, Gabrielle. The customer will take these.
Many retailers like Florsheim are now reconsidering their need for physical stores as foot traffic slows to a standstill.
Making commitments on stores in particular is a big consideration for us, and we're going to continue to invest in online immeasurably because it's where the customers are at.
Quartermentha says the sector has reached an inflection point.
Some retail real estate will become functionally obsolete and need to be repurposed into higher and better uses.
If it can't be repurposed into something else like office or residential, the value of that property is likely to fall. And with many landlords offering rent deferrals or reductions for retailers struggling through the pandemic, the decline has already started.
In this current reporting season, some of the major retail landlords have shown a decrease in their overall value, and that is as a direct result of the reduction in net operating income.
Westfield owner Scentre Group recently wrote off $4 billion in the value of its malls. Despite regular rent increases for retailers, yields for landlords have been falling for about a decade. And with an ever-growing list of retailers calling in administrators or completely shutting down in recent years, demand for retail real estate is now falling on 2 fronts.
There is going to be a considerable adjustment of what retail looks like going forward.
Even with the rush to online, retailers still want a physical store. It gives consumers somewhere to try before they buy. It's good marketing, and online orders can be fulfilled from shops. But retailers want a better deal on rent, and they're pushing for a model based on a scheme in the US and the UK, where the amount of rent paid is relative to a shop's turnover.
And I think to sort of revert back to the standard 5-year term, 5% increase every year, fixed rent deal, it's just not sustainable.
There will be some renegotiating of leases in different terms, but I don't think we'll ever get to a percentage rent.
Mosaic Brands recently came to a confidential agreement on its dispute over rent with its landlord Scentre Group, which had locked it out of Westfield stores. The Shopping Centre Council of Australia, which represents landlords, declined to comment on rents, but in a statement to the business said that shopping centres provide an essential service to the community. It appears both sides are digging in for a long battle over rent.